She says, I'm married to a person from Rajasthan and I can't expect that this is what is happening in the state. So that is the spirit. I feel every one of us can be an activist. I'm not the only activist lawyer. I think all of us are activists. In our own way, we can make a change. So I would like you first to speak what you want to. You said, no, I'm going to put up my views, because the moment she reached Nagpur and she said, oh my God, what's happening in Rajasthan, I'm going to express my views. So there's a little detour and we are going to ask you to speak.
Okay, my God. I actually asked you कि हुआ क्या था?
ये हुआ था कि आपको आज बोलना पड़ेगा.
No, I had just reached Nagpur and I saw this entire thing happening on news with the news on silence, so I couldn't understand what was happening. There's always been so much said about protection and how women should be given a right to do what they want to do. And then you have a love jihad. I don't really understand the concept, because when you talk about forcing a woman or kind of getting her mind involved into a conversion on the basis of falling in love, I don't understand how that could happen. And then that she would be forced to follow a different religion is beyond me. Because I truly believe that what you eat, the way you dress, and who you pray to is a total prerogative that depends on a person to person. I don't think anyone else should be allowed to rule that portion at all. So I actually had called up Abha to say, "Ye ho kya raha hai?" Someone can actually commit a murder and televise it. You know, that is scary. In our country, that is truly extremely scary for that to be happening, because even when the Padmavati issue happened, and I said someone could actually make a threat and announce it to the world and roam about scot-free, you know, that it's okay making a threat and no one doing anything about it, which was like scary that we could be living in a country and today stands like that. So, I mean, you should continue with what your discussion was.
No, it is, you know, it's giving Faye some so now my next question is with Faye. How do you see, जो दिशा होगी महिलाओं के empowerment की, safety की, you who has been keeping a tab हर जगह, your channel is now going pan-India, you are there in Gurgaon, everywhere I see your people and you know they're covering. Do you feel कि अभी जो NCRB के figures आए हैं, they say Mumbai and Maharashtra, where crime is concerned, is now number 2 after Madhya Pradesh. So, are we also going to become Bimaru in some time? So, what is your take on that? How do you,
And what I love about the book that we're talking about today, I think we can all contribute towards that, because there's empowerment needed on various levels. Like, I've met women in my social circle who don't know that the police cannot stop you and do a normal nakabandi if they don't have a female constable with them. Like, the normal Mumbai police cannot interact with you at all if there isn't a female constable present, and that's just the rules. And so many women don't know this. You don't know these basic, and I can see you all nodding at each other because some people know, some people don't know. And it's empowerment is simply about information, which is what you're doing with this book, which is what she did with the film, which is what you did with what you just said. It's about information, and women need information at every level, whether we're talking about UP, whether we're talking about those girls in the trains who said, yeah, I got groped, I don't know if I'll go to the police, I don't know if I should complain, I don't know under what section of the IPC we should file this complaint. Somebody else, I remember on that documentary, said, if someone older than me accompanied me to the police station, then I would file a complaint. So it's about the fact that women need to be given confidence. And a lot of times confidence comes from what you know. So if you know for sure these are your rights, from someone who is in jail to someone who's just taking the train, if you know that these are your rights, if you have someone who's telling you, for example, that just yesterday the Supreme Court said a woman, it cannot be assumed that once a woman is married, she's automatically taken her husband's religion. It is her right to choose what she wants to believe. We have to keep reiterating these things through everything that each of us does. I mean, you will have people who work with you at your workplace, in your home, who don't know their rights. And I believe that that's the step. With every generation we go one step further and one step further. Our mothers fought a certain battle, and now it's our generation that has to take that battle forward, and our daughters will have a completely different battle to fight. So within our, what I call our circle of influence, which is the number of people you reach every day, the number of people you interact with, if we can pass on information about rights to women, saying this is your right, nobody can force you to do this, nobody can ask you to do this, you can complain, you can do this, you can do that, and one step further would be, I'll come with you. It isn't just empowering through information, and that's what, and over the years, women have been, like Bhagishri said, women have been kept away from information. When you stay in the house, you stay in the kitchen, you're kept away from information, you're kept away from decisions, you're kept away from empowerment. All we need to do is reverse that.
Can I add to this? Is that I think the education not only starts with, having books like this, but it starts from home. It starts from all of us being parents, being able to teach our children that this is what we have the right to do. I come from a family where we are 3 daughters, and I do not have a brother, and my parents have always taught me to stand up for my rights. And it would be very strange for all of you to even know this, that soon after Maine Pyar Kiya, yes, I got married and I had my babies. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I'd taken my son and my nephew for a children's play in the afternoon in Sophia's auditorium. And it was one of those plays with the psychedelic lights and everything was dark. And in a group of audience that had only mothers, grandmothers and their children, there was a man that came and sat right behind me. And he tried to grope me. And I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter. And I have caught his hand, turned round, beat him, stopped the entire auditorium, have the lights switched on. And I had both these kids clinging onto my dupatta saying, Mama ghar chalo, Mama ghar chalo. But I was like, intent, I said, how could they allow a single man inside a theatre? So when he came with a ticket, now that becomes a thing that we all need to understand, that security starts from all levels. I thought it was the onus of the theatre owner to make sure that the right kind of security was there for all the mothers and for all the children who were coming and watching the play. So I had him running out and saying, "Nahi, aap usse chhod do, ye maafi mang raha hai." So he was like literally catching my feet and begging me to go. So I said, no, but he needs to be taken to the police. He needs to be understood. To pura uska number or sab maine le liya. Obviously at that time there weren't mobile phones, so I called up my husband and I said, ye ho gaya mere saath. So he said, okay, take down his number, and you can't probably hold him by the collar and take him to the cops, so we'll do what is necessary. After I reached back home, my husband actually asked me, Ki, do you really want to pursue this? You know, it might come out in the press and stuff like that. And I said, who cares? People should know. I mean, why would they do it to any woman? And I'll stand up for it. So we actually went to the cops. The cops went and got the man out of his house. He stayed in a chawl, made sure his wife knew, made sure that all the people from the chawl knew that he actually does something like this. Got them to the police station, got an FIR registered. Of course, we didn't pursue the case because the wife really apologized and all that. But what I mean to say is, when you start off something, take it to its conclusion. Please do not leave it halfway through. And I think it starts off from home. My parents have always taught me to be strong and to follow what I believe in. And a similar funny incident happened in school when I was called, not for my son, but for my daughter, when the teacher complained that she is misbehaving in school. So I was like, my daughter misbehaving in school? Kya hua? She was ready to beat up this guy. And I said, hello, what happened? Saying, no, he was saying some bad words, and I'm not going to tolerate bad words. So I looked at the teacher and I said, it's all right, it's okay. She needn't behave like a girl. And she has to stand up when she feels that someone's doing her wrong. And I believe that. And I believe all of us should do that as parents, because that's the only way that we can take it forward.
Lovely. I think we must. This is the spirit of Mumbai, which I was asking, that that's how we.